Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another video that's going to change your life. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's been buzzing in my DMs, flooding my inbox, and keeping so many of you up at night. We're talking about why he'll test you after no contact and make you chase. Buckle up because this ride is about to get real, raw, and absolutely transformative. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is he doing this to me? I thought we were done. Well, let me tell you something. This isn't about him. This is about you. This is about your growth, your power, and your ability to rise above the games and become the goddess you were always meant to be. Let's start with a little story. Picture this. You're standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind whipping through your hair, the vast ocean stretching out before you. You've been here before, right? That feeling of uncertainty, of not knowing whether to take the leap or step back, that's exactly where you are right now in your relationship journey. And guess what? It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel confused, but it's not okay to let those feelings control. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. Feel your heart beating in your chest. This is you, alive, vibrant, and full of potential. Now I want you to think about the last time you felt truly happy, truly at peace. Was it when you were chasing after someone who couldn't see your worth? Was it when you were constantly checking your phone, waiting for that text that never came? I didn't think so. You see, when a man tests you after no contact, when he tries to make you chase him, he's not doing it because he's some evil mastermind plotting your downfall. No, he's doing it because he's human. He's insecure. He's trying to figure out where he stands, just like you are. But here's the kicker: you don't have to play his game. Let me break it down for you. When you go no contact, you're essentially hitting the reset button on your relationship. You're saying, hey, I value myself enough to walk away from something that's not serving me. And that, my friends, is powerful. It's the kind of move that makes people sit up and take notice. It's the kind of move that makes a man realize what he's lost. But here's where things get tricky. Just when you're starting to feel good about yourself, just when you're beginning to rediscover who you are without him, he pops back into your life. Maybe it's a text, maybe it's a call, maybe he just happens to show up at your favorite coffee shop. And suddenly, all those feelings you thought you'd buried come rushing back. This is the test. This is the moment where he's trying to see if he still has a hold on you. And let me tell you, it's a test that so many of us fail. We see that text and our hearts skip a beat. We hear his voice and suddenly we're 16 again, giddy with first love. We see him across the room and it's like the world stops spinning. But I'm here to tell you something important. You are stronger than that moment. You are bigger than those feelings. You are more powerful than any test he could ever throw your way. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I still love him. I still want him back. And that's okay. Love isn't a switch we can just turn off. It's not something we can control with logic or reason. Love is messy, it's complicated, and sometimes it hurts like hell. But here's the thing: love shouldn't be a test, it shouldn't be a game. When a man truly loves you, he won't make you chase him. He won't play with your emotions or leave you hanging. He'll be there, steady as a rock, ready to build a future with you. And if he's not doing that, if he's testing you, making you chase him, then you need to ask yourself a tough question. Is this really love, or is it just a familiar pattern you're falling back into? I want you to think about the last time you chased after someone. How did it make you feel? Did it make you feel valued, cherished, loved? Or did it make you feel small, desperate, unworthy? I'm willing to bet it was the latter. Because here's the truth: when we chase, we put ourselves in a position of weakness. We give away our power. We tell the other person, you're more important than I am. Your feelings matter more than mine. But what if I told you there was another way? What if I told you that you could flip the script, change the game, and come out on top? Because you can. And it all starts with one simple realization: you are the prize. Let that sink in for a moment. You prize, not him, not any man. You, with your beautiful heart, your brilliant mind, your incredible strength, you are the catch. You are the one that someone should be feeling lucky to have in their life. When you truly internalize this, when you really believe it in your bones, everything changes. Suddenly, his tests don't matter anymore. His games become insignificant because you know your worth and you're not willing to settle for anything less than what. Now, I can hear some of you saying, but what if I lose him? What if he moves on? And to that, I say, so what? If he's the kind of man who would walk away because you refuse to chase him, then he's not the man for you. Period. End of story. The right man, the one who truly deserves your love, will not make you chase him. He will meet you halfway. He will put in the effort. He will show you through his actions that you are valued, respected, and cherished. But here's the beautiful thing: when you stop chasing, when you stand in your power and refuse to play games, you become magnetic. You radiate confidence and self assurance. And that, my friends, is irresistible. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who just exudes confidence? Someone who knows their worth and doesn't seek validation from others? It's captivating, isn't it? That's the energy you want to embody. That's the version of yourself you want to present to the world. Now, I know this isn't easy. I know it's not something you can just switch on overnight. It takes work, it takes practice, it takes a whole lot of self love and self care. But I promise you, it's worth it. Because when you reach that place, when you truly believe in your own value, your whole world changes. So, how do we get there? How do we go from being the one who chases to being the one who attracts? It starts with self reflection. I want you to take a moment right now and think about all the amazing qualities you possess. Are you kind? Are you smart? Are you funny? Are you a good friend? Write these things down. Make a list of all the reasons why someone would be lucky to have you in their life. And don't just stop at personality traits. Think about your accomplishments. Have you overcome challenges? Have you achieved goals? Have you made a difference in someone's life? These are all things that make you uniquely you, and they're all things to be proud of. Now, I want you to look at that list every single day. Read it out loud to yourself in the mirror. Let these truths sink into your soul, because the more you remind yourself of your worth, the less likely you are to accept anything less than what you deserve. But self reflection is just the beginning. The next step is action. And I'm not talking about actions designed to get them back. I'm talking about actions that enrich your life, that bring you joy, that help you grow as a person. Have you always wanted to learn a new language? Sign up for a class. Have you been putting off that gym membership? It's time to prioritize your health. Is there a hobby you've been curious about? Give it a try. The point is to fill your life with things that excite you, that challenge you, that make you feel alive. Because here's the secret: when you're living a life you love, when you're constantly growing and evolving, you don't have time to chase anyone. You're too busy chasing your dreams, pursuing your passions, and becoming the best version of yourself. And let me tell you, there's nothing more attractive than a person who's passionate about life. When you're excited about your own journey, when you're focused on your own growth, you naturally draw people towards you. You become a beacon of positivity and enthusiasm. And that, my friends, is how you flip the script. Instead of chasing him, you'll find him chasing you. Instead of waiting for his call, you'll be too busy living your best life to even notice if he's reaching out. And if he does come back around, if he does try to re enter your life, you'll be in a position of power. You'll be able to assess the situation clearly without the fog of desperation clouding your judgment. Now, I want to address something important here. This isn't about playing games. This isn't about trying to manipulate someone into wanting you. This is about genuine self improvement. This is about becoming the kind of person you'd want to date. Think about it. Would you want to date someone who's constantly chasing after you, who has no life outside of your relationship? Or would you prefer someone who's confident, independent, and brings their own unique energy to the table? I'm willing to bet it's the latter. So, when I talk about becoming magnetic, about attracting rather than chasing, I'm not suggesting you play hard to get. I'm not telling you to ignore his calls or pretend you're not interested. What I'm saying is this: be genuinely, authentically busy living your best life. When you do that, when you're truly focused on your own growth and happiness, you won't have to pretend, you won't have to play games. You'll naturally be less available, not because you're trying to make him jealous, but because you're legitimately engaged in your own life. And here's the beautiful part: this approach works whether he comes back or not, because even if he doesn't return, even if he chooses to move on, you'll be in a much better place. You'll be stronger, more confident, and ready for a healthy, balanced relationship when the right person comes along. Now, let's talk about what to do if he does come back. if he reaches out after a period of no contact, if he starts testing the waters to see if you'll chase him again, how do you respond? The key is to remain calm, cool, and collected. Remember, you've been working on yourself. You've been growing, evolving, becoming the best version of you. So when he pops back into your life, you're not the same person you were before. You're stronger now, you're wiser, and most importantly, you know your worth. So if he texts you, don't jump to respond immediately. Take your time. And when you do respond, keep it light and casual. Don't pour your heart out. Don't rehash old arguments or beg for explanations. Simply be polite, be kind, but also be brief. If he asks to meet up, don't rearrange your entire schedule to accommodate him. If you're free and you want to see him, great. If not, it's okay to say you're busy, because guess what? You are busy. You're busy living your life, pursuing your passions, and becoming the amazing person you were always meant to be. And when you do meet up, if you choose to, remember this: you are not auditioning for the role of his girlfriend. You are not there to convince him of your worth. You are there as an equal, as someone who brings value to the table, as someone who deserves respect and consideration. Pay attention to how he treats you. Does he seem genuinely interested in what you've been up to? Does he respect your time and your boundaries? Or is he just trying to pick up where you left off, assuming you'll fall right back into old patterns? Your job is not to impress him. Your job is to assess whether he aligns with the life you're building for yourself. Does he support your goals? Does he add positivity to your life? Or does his presence bring back old insecurities and doubts? Remember, you've done the work, you've grown, you've changed, and you deserve someone who appreciates that growth, who celebrates your independence, who wants to be a partner in your journey, not an obstacle. And if he's not that person, if he's still playing games, still trying to make you chase him, then it's okay to walk away. It's okay to say, thank you for the memories, but I'm on a different path now, because you are. You're on a path of self love, self respect, and personal growth. And anyone who wants to be in your life needs to be able to walk that path with you. Now, I know this isn't easy. I know that when feelings are involved, when there's history and emotional attachment, it's hard to be objective. It's hard to stand firm in your worth when your heart is screaming for connection. But this is where your strength comes in. This is where all that self work pays off. Because when you truly love yourself, when you truly believe in your own value, you won't settle for crumbs of affection. You won't chase after someone who isn't willing to meet you halfway. You'll have the courage to hold out for the love you deserve. And let me tell you, that love exists. There are people out there who will love you fully, completely, without games or tests. There are people who will see your worth from day one and work every day to prove themselves worthy of your love. That's what you're holding out for. That's what you deserve. So if he's testing you, if he's trying to make you chase him, remember this: you are not a toy to be played with. You are not a prize to be won. You are a valuable, lovable, incredible human being who deserves respect, consideration, and genuine love. Stand firm in that truth. Let it guide your actions and your decisions, because when you do, when you refuse to chase, when you focus on your own growth and happiness, you become unstoppable. You become the kind of person who attracts love naturally, effortlessly, simply by being your authentic self. And that, my friends, is the ultimate goal: not to win someone back, not to make someone chase you, but to become so fulfilled, so content with your own life that the right person will be drawn to your light like a moth to a flame. So the next time he tries to test you, the next time he tries to make you chase him, I want you to pause, take a deep breath, remember your worth, and then instead of chasing him, chase your dreams. Instead of trying to prove yourself to him, prove to yourself that you're capable of creating a life you love, with or without him. Because here's the truth: the right person won't need to test you. The right person will see your value from day one and will consistently show up to prove they're worthy of your love. And until that person comes along, you have the most important relationship of all to focus on: the one with yourself. Invest in that relationship, nurture it, prioritize it, because when you truly love and value yourself, you'll never again find yourself chasing after someone who doesn't see your worth. You'll be too busy shining your light, living your best life, and attracting the kind of love you truly deserve. Now, I want to address something that many of you might be feeling right now. You might be thinking, This all sounds great, but I'm scared. I'm scared of being alone. I'm scared of never finding love again. And I want you to know that those feelings are valid. Fear is a natural part of any change, any growth process. But here's the thing about fear, it's often a sign that we're on the right path. It's a sign that we're stepping out of our comfort zone, that we're challenging ourselves to grow. And growth, my friends, is where the magic happens. Think about it. Every great achievement in your life, every moment of personal triumph was probably preceded by fear. Remember the first day of school? The first time you drove a car? The first time you stood up for yourself? I bet you were scared then too, but you did it anyway, and look how far you've come. This journey of self love and self respect is no different. It's scary because it's new. It's scary because it challenges everything you thought you knew about love and relationships. But it's also exciting, it's liberating, it's the path to true happiness and fulfillment. So I want you to embrace that fear, feel it, acknowledge it, and then use it as fuel to propel you forward. Because on the other side of that fear is a version of you that you've never met before, a version that's strong, confident, and capable of attracting the kind of love you've always dreamed of. Now, let's talk about what this journey might look like in practical terms. Because it's one thing to talk about self love and standing in your power, but how do you actually do that in your day to day life? It starts with small steps. It starts with making promises to yourself and keeping them. Maybe it's committing to a morning routine of meditation or exercise. Maybe it's setting aside time each week to pursue a hobby you love. Maybe it's learning to say no to things that don't serve you. Whatever it is, start small. Choose one area of your life where you want to show up for yourself and commit to it. Treat that commitment as seriously as you would a promise to someone you love, because that's exactly what it is, a promise to the most important person in your life, you. As you start to keep these promises to yourself, as you start to prioritize your own needs and desires, you'll notice something incredible happening. Your confidence will grow, your self esteem will skyrocket, and most importantly, your reliance on external validation, including validation from him, will start to diminish. You'll find yourself less concerned with whether he's going to call, less anxious about what he's thinking, less likely to drop everything when he finally does reach out, because you'll be too busy living a life you love, a life that fulfills you whether he's in it or not. And here's the beautiful irony, the less you need him, the more attractive you become. Not just to him, but to everyone around you, because confidence is magnetic, self assurance is irresistible. When you love your life, when you're excited about your own journey, people want to be a part of that. They want to bask in your glow, to share in your enthusiasm. So, if he does come back, if he does try to test you or make you chase him, you'll be operating from a completely different energy. You won't be the girl who's waiting by the phone, rearranging her schedule at a moment's notice. You'll be the woman who's busy living her best life, who's open to love but not desperate for it. And that, my friends, is a game changer. Because when you're coming from that place of self love and self respect, you're able to see things clearly. You're able to assess whether he's truly adding value to your life or whether he's just disrupting your peace. You'll be able to have honest conversations about what you want and need in a relationship. You'll be able to set boundaries and stick to them. And most importantly, you'll be able to walk away if those needs aren't being met. Because here's the truth, when you truly love yourself, when you're truly fulfilled by your own life, you don't chase, you don't beg, you don't compromise your values or your self respect for anyone. Instead, you attract, you inspire. You become the kind of person that someone wants to chase, wants to win over, wants to prove themselves worthy of. And if he's not willing to step up, if he's not willing to meet you at your level, then you'll have the strength to let him go, because you'll know deep in your heart that you deserve better. You deserve someone who sees your worth from day one, who doesn't need to test you or play games, who's excited to build a future with you. Now, I want to address something that might be on your mind. You might be thinking, but what if I do all this work on myself and he still doesn't come back? What if I end up alone? And to that, I say, so what if you do? Being alone is not the worst thing that can happen to you. You know what's worse? Being in a relationship where you're constantly chasing, constantly trying to prove your worth, constantly dimming your light to make someone else comfortable. That's a kind of loneliness that eats away at your soul, that diminishes your spirit, that leaves you feeling empty and unfulfilled. And true loneliness isn't about being single, it's about being disconnected from yourself. It's about losing touch with your own wants, needs, and desires. It's about forgetting who you are in the process of trying to be what someone else wants you to be. So, if the worst case scenario is that you end up alone, but you're living a life you love, surrounded by people who respect and value you, pursuing your passions and achieving your goals, is that really so bad? In fact, I'd argue that's not being alone at all. That's being in the best company possible, your own. Remember, a relationship should be the cherry on top of an already fantastic life. It should complement your happiness, not be the source of it. When you approach relationships from this mindset, you'll find that you naturally attract people who align with your values, who support your goals, who add to your joy rather than diminish it. And isn't that what we're all really looking for? Not just a warm body to fill the space beside us, but a true partner. Someone who sees our light and wants to help it shine brighter. Someone who challenges us to grow, who supports our dreams, who loves us not in spite of our quirks and imperfections, but because of them. That kind of love, that kind of relationship is worth waiting for. It's worth being alone for. Because when it comes, it won't be based on games or tests or chasing. It will be based on mutual respect, shared values, and genuine connection. So, as we wrap up this part of our journey together, I want to leave you with this thought. You are complete, whole, and worthy of love exactly as you are right now. You don't need to chase anyone to prove your worth. You don't need to pass any tests to be deserving of love. Your job is not to convince someone to love you. Your job is to love yourself so fiercely, so completely, that the right person will recognize your worth immediately. And until that person comes along, you'll be too busy living your best life to even worry about it. Remember, the greatest love story of your life is not the one you'll have with someone else. It's the one you'll have with yourself. So invest in that relationship, nurture it, prioritize it, because when you truly love and value yourself, you'll never again find yourself chasing after someone who doesn't see your worth. You'll be too busy shining your light, living your best life, and attracting the kind of love you truly deserve. And that, my friends, is the ultimate victory. That's how you win at love, at life, and at everything in between. So the next time he tries to test you, the next time he tries to make you chase him, I want you to pause, take a deep breath, remember your worth, and then instead of chasing him, chase your dreams. Instead of trying to prove yourself to him, prove to yourself that you're capable of creating a life you love with or without him. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. It's not about winning him back. It's not about making him chase you. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, about creating a life so beautiful, so fulfilling that whether he's in it or not becomes almost irrelevant. And trust me when I say this, when you reach that point, when you truly embody that energy, that's when everything changes. That's when you become irresistible, not just to him, but to everyone around you. That's when you start attracting the kind of love you've always dreamed of. So, my beautiful, strong, incredible friends, are you ready? Are you ready to stop chasing and start attracting? Are you ready to step into your power, to own your worth, to become the radiant, magnetic being you were always meant to be? Because I'm telling you, the world is not ready for the amazing things you're about to do. The love that's waiting for you is beyond your wildest dreams. And it all starts with loving yourself, with valuing yourself, with refusing to chase anyone who doesn't see your incredible worth. You've got this. I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself. Let's do this together. Let's create a life so amazing, so fulfilling that chasing becomes a thing of the past. Because you, my friend, are not the one who chases. You're the one who attracts. You're the one who inspires. You're the one who lights up the room just by being yourself. And that is your superpower, that is your magic. So let it shine, let it radiate, let it transform your life in ways you never thought possible. Because when you do, When you fully step into your power, that's when the real magic happens. That's when you become unstoppable. So, are you ready to begin this journey? Are you ready to discover the amazing, powerful, irresistible person you've always been? Because I'm telling you, she's in there. She's just waiting for you to give her permission to come out and play. And when she does, watch out, world, because nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever be the same again. Let's take a moment to reflect on this journey we're embarking on together. It's not just about changing your relationship status or getting a specific person to chase you. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with yourself. It's about shifting your entire perspective on love, worth, and personal power. Think about it. How many times have you compromised your values for someone else? How often have you dimmed your light to make someone else comfortable? How frequently have you put your own needs on the back burner to cater to someone else's whims? If you're like most people, the answer is probably, but that stops now. Today, in this moment, you're making a commitment to yourself, a commitment to prioritize your own growth, your own happiness, your own well being. And let me tell you, that commitment is going to change everything. When you start putting yourself first, when you start treating yourself with the love and respect you deserve, you'll notice a shift. It might be subtle at first, a little more confidence here, a little more self assurance there, but over time it builds, it grows, it transforms you from the inside out. You'll start making decisions from a place of self love rather than fear. You'll start attracting people and opportunities that align with your highest good. You'll start creating a life that feels authentic, fulfilling, and truly yours. And here's the beautiful thing: as you do this work, as you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you'll naturally become more attractive. Not just physically, although self love does have a way of making you glow, but on a deeper, more profound level. You'll become attractive in the way you carry yourself, in the energy you radiate, and the passion you have for life. You'll become the kind of person that others want to be around, not because you're chasing them or trying to impress them, but simply because you're you, confident, authentic, and full of life. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if I do all this work and he still doesn't want me? What if I become this amazing version of myself and he still chooses someone else? And to that I say, so what if he does? Because here's the truth: if you do this work, if you truly commit to loving and valuing yourself, his choice won't matter nearly as much as you think it will. You'll be too busy living your best life, pursuing your passions, and attracting amazing people and opportunities to worry about someone who doesn't see your worth. And more importantly, you'll have the strength and self assurance to know that his choice is about him, not about you. You'll understand that someone else's inability to see your value doesn't diminish your worth in any way. You'll know deep in your bones that you are worthy of love, respect, and genuine connection, whether he recognizes that or not. This is the power of self love. This is the magic that happens when you stop chasing and start valuing yourself. You become unshakable, unstoppable, irresistible.